Okay, today what I want to do is just talk about the basics of TinkerCad, how to navigate around and where are some of the components that we're going to be using daily. First of all, again, we want to make sure that we are over on the left-hand side in circuits. And then what we want to do is we want to go to a new circuit. So where it says new circuits up here, these are circuits that you've been working on. You can delete them or get rid of them if things pop up down here that you don't like. So I've got 3 here that really aren't super important to me. I could get rid of those, okay, just by clicking on that little kind of like gear wheel up there and just clicking the delete button, and it will remove those from my page. Now we don't want to remove ones that we're using in this class and on activities. Oop, let me turn that one back off. Go back up here and just click the delete button. There we go. And first thing I want to do is I want to go to where it says create a new circuit. And then over on the right hand side, it's going to appear, okay, all of our components. We want to make sure that we stay in the basic components here. We don't want to open up other ones yet. We will later maybe. But right now we just want to stick with the basics. Every circuit that we're going to create in this class is going to have a load. A load is something that consumes electricity. So think about in your house. If you have an electric toothbrush, that consumes electricity. A light in your house consumes electricity. So anything, hair dryers, anything like that. So over here, I've got an LED. Okay, if I drag it out there, that stands for light emitting diode. Okay. So that is something that will consume electricity, so that is considered a load. And if I scroll through here and I look, let's look down here a little bit further. Oh, here's one, a DC motor. That's one that will consume electricity. I have another one over here, okay. If I look at that, that is a servo motor, okay. So if I look at that servo motor, that also is getting or going to consume electricity. So those are things that we're going to consider loads. Okay, so I just drag those out onto my work area. If I want to get rid of something that's on my work area, okay, I'm just going to select it and hit the delete key. So it highlights, delete, highlights, delete. So again, I just drag those out of my toolbar over here. The next thing I want to talk about is a control. A control, just like it says, it's going to allow me to control the flow of electricity. So if we think in our house, a control would be like a switch. So here we have 2 different types of switches. We have a push button switch, which kind of just like its name sounds, you push it and it activates and you let go of it and it deactivates. And then we have a slide switch. So those are 2 components in our basic pattern or our basic toolbar over here that we can use that are going to be controls. And again, delete them, just select and delete. So we had a load, which consumes electricity. We have a control that controls the flow of electricity. The next thing we got to do is we got to have a source. We got to get our electricity from something. And in this circuit activity or this circuit program that we're going to be using batteries as our source of electricity. So if we look down here, I've got 3 different types of batteries I can use. I've got my traditional 9-volt battery. I've got a coin cell battery. That's kind of like something you'd see in a watch. And then I have down here, okay, this happens to be a AA battery, but I could switch that to a AAA battery. So it gives me some ability to customize some of these. So those are going to be sources, which are where electricity comes from. So we're going to be consuming electricity in our circuit. We need to get it from somewhere, and that is called a source. Okay. So I'm just going to delete these. Okay, and the last thing we've got to talk about is a conductor. A conductor is going to be the path that the electricity flows through. So if I was to bring a battery out, okay, we'll zoom in on that battery a little bit, and I slide down and bring an LED out, okay, and I have to hook the battery to the LED, okay, I'm going to do that by clicking and dragging and clicking again. That wire right there is a conductor. It's the path in which the electricity is going to flow through. So those are the basic things that we're going to need to understand before we do any of our labs. We have to understand what a load is, a control, a source, and a conductor, and where to get those on TinkerCad.